Hi guys, so the other day when I did a live video, we were just talking about HSN craft day and stuff. I started this little traveler notebook. I'm sorry, I don't even know the size of it right now. I think it's called a pocket size. I mean, I already started getting distracted talking about sizing. Yeah, I don't really know the size of this. It's 6 1/4, like the actual inserts are 6 1/4 tall and 3 1/2 inches wide, and I think that's a pocket, maybe Kaye. I don't know. But whatever I use today, if it's available, I'll have it linked in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. And you know, I just on the fly started making it. I came with the numbers and all that, and then I realized, oh, I used to make a dashboard too, right? I could have probably made the dashboard that day, but I just cut it off and I used it for something else, that extra space. So I might end up doing some lamination today. I wasn't planning on it, but I mean, I can laminate this little cutie, and the dashboard. The dashboard is super important to me. I wasn't gonna make a folder. I actually just made a video, and I just made like a little tag there. That's just something that's just there. But I'm gonna make at least one more insert, maybe even just 2 more inserts. Well, maybe I'll make a folder. Maybe I'll make a folder just so you guys will have the sizing on that. So these are literally 6 1/4 by 7. The inserts are 6 1/4 by 7, and then scored at 3 1/2 and put together. I made the outside just a little bit bigger. I'll link that video, of course. The outside, I don't even remember the sizing, so let me just take a quick look at that. Is 8 1/4, the paper itself, by 6 1/2. 8 1/4 by 6 1/2, because what happens is I scored it at 3 5/8, 4 1/8, 4 5/8. Those are the score lines, okay? So hopefully you can pause it, rewind it if you need to. I just had downloaded these a long time ago, and if I can find the link again for Alibi Design Studio for this size insert that you can print, I will do that. These, I think, is a full size, basically a full insert of dot grid, and I just cut it down. A lot of times I'll find actual inserts that do work with that size, but I didn't this time around. I think I just created a full size and then cut it down to what I wanted. So I'm gonna make one more insert then, and then we'll make a folder also. So as far as the other insert, oh, I do have 4 sheets. Okay, good. I wanted 4 sheets of craft cardstock, so I'm gonna cut these down again to 6 1/4 inches tall by 3 1/2 giving numbers. I think I gave the number for what I wanted when it's done. So again, for these inserts, they were 3 1/2 inches wide, but that's 7 inches wide altogether, and 6 1/4 inches tall. So I'm gonna cut these 4 sheets down to that size, and I'll also choose a page from in here that I think are cute. Let me see. Maybe this one. It's a little bit random, but that's okay. We'll use this one for the outside, and for that, again, it'll be 6 1/4 inches tall, and it'll be just over 7 inches wide, so that when I fold it in half, these guys aren't going to be like sticking out the end. This other side, see, it's a little bit bigger than the papers that are in there. And I'll be right back. You know, while I'm here, and this is my... Ooh, maybe. And this is what I have left over from the outside, you know, of this. This can be my my dashboard. So generally the dashboard, I make it just about as big as the thing, like maybe 3 1/4 wide, because I'm going to laminate it, and then that adds to it. So 3 1/4 wide by 6 1/4 tall. So it's already 6 1/4 right now. And then 3, I'll just make it 3 3/8 inch, just to give me a little bit more. I'll say, yeah, it's not even gonna fit this thing. So hopefully I cut that right. That looks very skinny. Well, yeah, it's just very skinny because this size is very thin like that. So I'll just put this to the side and we'll keep going. Again, this is my decorative paper. It's a little bit wider than 7 inches, so I'm not even gonna take the time to try to find the middle of that, because it's just a number I made. Like, I just eyeballed it, you know. And I probably need like a 1/16 to really make it work. So I'm just going to push this out and really flatten that out. Okay. And with these papers, they're basically 7 inches wide. And even at that, look at that. I put it on here. These are cut at 7 inches, and now it's a little bit bigger than 7 inches for whatever reason. So I'm going to take a little bit off of that, and then just score each one individually at 3 1/2 inches, just so that my paper... you know, it's thick paper, so I'm going to score each one at 3 1/2. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so these are all the different foldovers. That's everything right there. A little extra on this one, but that's okay. But see, once you fold it, it just meets up. So let me find My trusty Daiso stapler. Hopefully you can staple through. Oh, look at that. It opened up. Hold on. Let's replace these guys so that they're in the right way. This is so funny. This is a mini stapler, but then, you know, the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher is even minier than this. So you have to buy special staples for that. Okay. And I like to staple these from the inside out. So I just kind of get in here. Again, I do not know if this is going to do well with as much good paper. Oh, look at that. Hey, $1.50. Never looks so good. All right. Let's see here. That's how much those things are at Daiso. And I'm just going to corner around this just like I cornered around it before. Just chunk, 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 and I'll be right back. There's another little insert that I'll just pop in here. I usually I'll leave it there. I usually leave the one with this in the folder, but it can go in here too. And then this one will hold my folder, or this one will hold my folder on this side, whichever side I decide to put the folder on. But see how it's filling out now? It gets even nicer and thicker, which is very nice. Looks very good. I might even tighten this up. Oh, you know what's funny? I had made a tutorial or review on these Anna Griffin dies, and I'm like, this is actually very cute. Maybe I'll use that. I don't know. We'll see. But I have it, so I thought, well, maybe we'll use it. Okay, let me come up with some numbers for a folder. And I guess I'll laminate the folder too. And this is just a really plain dashboard. Obviously nothing much is going on here. I mean, I could do some punching or whatever. I'm just going to round it for now because I definitely want that rounded. I like the way that looks. And maybe we'll add a pocket on this one with the clear, excuse me, we'll make a pocket just with the lamination stuff itself, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But again, that's the dashboard. You want to put a little decoration on it. I mean, I have little ephemera pieces, or like, oh, we have some washi tape. Maybe just run some washi on there. That might be cute. Yeah. Let me think of the numbers for the folder, and I'll be right back. So the numbers I jotted down for my folder. This is very thin, again, narrow, you know. Okay, guys, sorry, I don't know where I was. Let's talk about this again. I just realized I meant to add another ½ inch. So I already had oops there from the first number I came up with. Well, anyway. So you know, our whole book is 6 1/4 by 3 1/2, right? Like the inserts. So I want my folder to be about 3 1/4 inches wide and about 6 inches tall, because by the time I laminate it, because I'm going to laminate it, it'll be a little bigger, right? So we want to account for that. So I do want it 9 inches tall, the paper, and 7 1/2 inches wide, because we need a ½ inch on either side. When I first did my numbers, I totally forgot that I used to fold them over ½ inch on either side, just so that you have a nice little pocket space instead of gluing on the side very flat, and you're losing some of that glue space, right? So if you make a pocket, more like, you'll have more space. Okay, so 9 inches tall. So this paper definitely has a direction, okay? So if your paper has a direction, make sure that the side that's gonna go this way with the pocket, it's facing the right way, okay? So if it's 9 inches tall, I'm gonna take 3 inches off of this because it's 12-inch paper. So I'm just gonna take 3 inches off of that. So that's 9 inches tall. And it's only 7 1/2 inches wide. So instead of taking out that thing so I can measure better, I'm just gonna cut this at 4 1/2. Let me make sure that's right. 4 1/2 plus ½ that's 5 plus 7, yep. All right, okay. So there we go. All right, so let me put this to the side. We're gonna do some scoring, and I don't know what I was thinking. I brought out this other scoring board because I know my other one's like a mini size and it doesn't go to like 9 inches, which we don't care because you don't need it. And this one's also a mini, it goes up to only 8, so 8 1/8 or something. But anyway, on the long side, right, the side that's this way for our little folder, I'm going to score at 3 inches. And then we're going to turn it the other way. On the 7-inch side, we're scoring, 7 1/2 inch side, sorry, we're scoring at ½ inch on either side. So I'll just turn it right now and do the ½ inch. Or I guess I could have just scored at 7 on that side. Okay. And then we're scoring it down the center, basically. So if we already did ½ inch, and we want this to be 3 1/4 inches when we fold it in half, you know, when we're done, I need the ½ inch plus another 3 1/4, so 3 3/4. So at 3 3/4, I will be scoring right down the center. Now, if you want to do any corner punch or punching to make this like cute, you know, do that. I always end up just, well, okay, a couple things. you have this piece. I know it's hard to tell right here. You have these score lines. I usually just cut that away if you want to leave that and use that to make your pocket or whatever. I usually leave this long piece because it's just better. It gives me some like reinforcement. So I know it's hard to see, but I'm going right down that piece, and then I always like to notch away at an angle. And same thing on this side, just a little bit of an angle there. And then cutting up to this here. Okay. And then we are going to make your pocket, you need to cut that in the center. And I always cut it in a fun way. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of put that against here, this against here. We already scored that, but you know, I'm just trying to make it nice and straight. And I'm just going to cut it at an angle. Sometimes I cut like a rounded angle, whatever it is that you want, or if you want to do something fun, just as you're cutting, kind of give it a little zhuzh, maybe up like that, and then back down and over. You know, and you're holding both pieces and you're cutting at the same time, so they're both going to look the same anyway, so my pocket's going to look like that when I fold it over. I haven't made one of these guys in a long time, so hopefully you're following, and I'm kind of going a little bit fast. Okay? But we still have these pieces. So these pieces, the 1/2 inches on either side, I'm going to fold in. I usually don't give a good scoring till I'm done, just to make sure everything's nice and, you know, lined up. And then when these, I glue these sides here. And when I glue it, I always just kind of notch away that little piece. Just, it looks a little more stylized, a little peachy folder-ish. So I go here, and I'm just going to cut straight across and then give myself a little divot there. And I'll put glue on this outer for this one and on the inside of this one. So when I push this down, it's holding down that area. And then this guy is over here. Ah, don't want to get glue on there. Okay, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. So glue under this tab, glue on top of this tab, and hold those down. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. In the meantime, I think we're done with this anyway. Right now I'm holding both of these. What I can do is just close this up and just line them up side to side. Make sure they're pretty even. You know, if you want a little more, something like that, and just give it a really good squish. See, the glue still came out up here. Okay. So I'll keep those down. I'm going to plug in my laminator just to get it going. I brought out one of my lamination sheets. These happen to be from Daiso because I still have tons of them, but I've ordered tons off of Amazon and things like that, and I've used in the past. So if you don't know or want to get some, because usually on Amazon, there's so much better pricing there. Like, I remember when I first started doing this stuff, oh, I'll just get them at Staples. Oh my gosh, they are ridiculous there. Okay, so real quick, I do like to round these guys. You don't have to do that. I just like for it to all coordinate because I round everything else. And then some people like to also round this so that when you put it in your book, it kind of fits in there a little better. You know, I think I made it short enough that that's not going to be a problem. And then with this guy, if we're going to make a little pocket, let's say we make a pocket on this side. So I have this extra bit from last time that I had said I was going to keep it. So what I do is I'll put it in here. I'm just eyeballing this. It's going to be really clear, well, hopefully, so it won't be the biggest deal, like if it's a little bit off or whatever. It's a very narrow little pocket, especially I cut it like by eye. I didn't even try to really make it work. Now this is rounded down here, so I'm going to round the other one just so that it looks the same. Or you can cut them both straight, whatever. You know, it's just a little detail. What you're going to do with these guys is you're going to take them apart. So that little gooey that gets heated up is touching each other, right? So it sticks. But right now what we want to do is flip those around so that when we cut this little area later, that pocket, it made a pocket instead of sticking. Okay? And it is a little bit off, so I'm going to cut mine so it's a little more straight. And that is going to go right here. We don't have to stick it down or glue it down. Put it wherever you like. I'm going to put it like down right there. And then we use this another time. Or run it through with some stickers or whatever you want to do. And this sheet, these are A4 size. They're a little bit different sizing than what you might get, you know, on Amazon or Staples or whatever. I'm just going to put it up as high as I can. I am going to give it a little bit of space though, because this is thick stuff. You know, there's a couple thicknesses of paper there. And you want to give yourself some room so you're not just making air bubbles. And then over here, I will place this guy, nice and straight as I can, here. If you want to put it like towards the end, then you can just like not have to cut all the edges, you know? Because this isn't enough for me to keep or to care about, so that's fine. This guy, I would love to tuck it in a little bit further in, so let me open this up. But literally, if you have anything else, stickers, I think you can probably just laminate strips of washi. That'd be fun, huh? Make some kind of like little thing, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is cut this bottom part off because it is kind of a lot to just waste right now, right? So again, I just do it with scissors. Okay, I'm just going to go down this whole thing, sorry, and cut this down. And then just rearrange everything, making sure everything is good. Ooh, is it going to do that cool thing like when you have wrapping paper and it gets to the end, you know, when you get that, your mojo going, it goes shh. Yep, alright, so I'll have that for another time. Is this thing ready? I don't know if it's ready yet, but I'll bring my laminator into view in just a minute. But yeah, even if you had something that you can stick in here that's really small, really small, then that would work. Ooh. Oh, it is ready. Okay. Like it was all boing. Okay. And I'll just start that going. And if it doesn't quite take, I'll do it again, right? Especially because, again, we're doing some fun stuff here with the folder. Folders are a little trickier to work with because of, again, all the layers there. But it's 2 layers. Actually, in some spots it's 3 layers, right? Because of the pocket that came up, plus that little 1/2 inch that's inside, and then the back piece, right? So you can see there's like a bubble there that I probably would want to try to get rid of again. I'll do it again. Here also there's a bubble. So I'm going to hold on to this until it runs through. I was holding this other end because obviously this could just fall out. So over here I was holding with my hand down in this area. And I'll be right back. So I have in the pocket, this part right here will be fine. Our little dashboard, should I say. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You see how it's nice and tight all around? Pretty much all around. I can probably pass it through one more time. You know what? I'll pass it through one more time. So on this guy, I'm just, again, I'm going to take my bone folder, just really make sure everything's like really squished down. And I'm going to run it through again in the opposite direction. Like, look how cute these are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to run it through again this way. And see if we can get a little better seal. Okay? And I'm going to call that good because, again, it's a folder. It has a lot of lumps and bumps. Yeah, this one's perfect. Okay, let this cool off just a bit. I think that's all I'm going to do with this. So let me turn this off and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Oh, you know what? I skipped on to the next thing without even thinking about coming back to this. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take this to my guillotine and trim things down, just like we did with the cover. And then, you know, corner around. So I know this line is nice and straight. The other one I cut myself. So I'm going to use this line up and just kind of eyeball how much I'm leaving on this pink one. On the dashboard here. And it's pretty straight over here, but it did move a little bit on me. So I'll probably cut some of that off too. And actually I'm going to turn it this way now that I know that's my straight side. And I'm just eyeballing not to cut into your little air bubble, that little air bubble space right there right after the paper. You do not want to cut that off because it'll just delaminate in time, you know. And again, I'm just straightening this guy out. Okay, and then I'll take this. Actually, it's a little bit tall on top too. Let me take some of that off. Let me take some of that off too. Okay, and I'll take my 1/2 inch side. And this is my old one. It might not do it very well, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you have an old one and it doesn't do it very well, all you have to do is just kind of come in with your scissors. I'm not even squeezing the scissors, just going down that channel that you just created by using this. It kind of scores it, basically. And same thing with this guy. I'm going to cut the excess, leaving that little gap so it doesn't delaminate on me. And then just corner around. The other thing I usually do when I'm doing this, I haven't done one in a long time, I totally forgot, is I like to go ahead and do my score line to see if it pops open. Because what happens is it can pop open, the lamination. So while your laminator is still on, you can just run it back through. But for right now, I'm just doing that. So let me trim this down. Could have done it first, the trimming, sorry. Okay, I'll be right back to making my little topper piece. One more thing, like, where is my X-Acto? So I take this little knife. Of course, you want it to be nice and sharp, and it always makes me nervous to do this in front of you guys, so I'll probably have to do it later, or not later, but in just a minute. Look how cute. So this guy, all you're gonna do is run your X-Acto right next to that pocket, like right above it, and not so much that you're cutting your paper, but enough to cut the lamination, right? Again, you have that little lamination bubble, and that's the gap that you're trying to find. I think I found it for the most part, yeah. Hey, there it goes. Aw, perfect. And so now I have this little pocket. Obviously you can put things in there, I don't know what. Like, I don't have anything to show you, but you know, whatever kinds of cute little things you want to place in there, you have a little pocket. And it's built in. Same thing for this. So you're going to look for that air pocket right there and just run your knife. Did you hear that? When I cut into that air, it went. That's interesting. Anyway, I will keep going around, and of course I gave myself an interesting shape to do this. So I have to kind of go in here and just follow the very edge. Okay. Ooh, I'll be right back. Just went. Shh. Okay. So that is my other insert, which I said I probably wasn't gonna do, but then I did. So whatever. No, I'll go ahead and put it on this side. I always do like two things, folder, then the last insert. Two inserts, folder, last one. So there it is. And again, if you want to, maybe I will fold this in half and do a little corner rounding. This time I'll just do the 1/4 inch side. What am I doing? I turned around this thing instead of turning on. Just to take that little bit off. Now we could have done that at the beginning on the actual paper and then done it again, but here we go. So there's my little folder all laminated, and it can't hold this because it's too big, but you know, again, we have pockets here to hold whatever we want, and look how nice and full our little traveler's notebook is. I don't go anywhere, so I'm not sure why, you know, I don't need to travel, but I do like having this. You want to put a little something on this, go ahead. Again, I really do use this to help me write things down. Like, the point of the dashboard is like, you can even build in like a calendar in it, but you put it behind your paper so when you're writing, you have something firm to write on. And I do use mine in all my different traveler's notebooks. So I'll put that there. Okay. And on the outside, I was just simply going to do a little something fun. So let me cut like a scallop circle or something that I need to put this stuff on top of. Because basically I'm going to put this on here. And then these little guys. And what I'm going to do is trim these guys out. So I'm just going to take scissors, which I should take smaller ones than this, but I'm going to cut around this one. Look how easy that is. Just again, like gift wrap. I'm just going to cut around, not get into the little air bubble. Okay, so I'm going to continue cutting on this one. I'm going to cut it in a way. We'll see if it works for me. This guy's a little bit big. I leave like a little circle up here, but not that big. Like a little bit of a circle, and I'm just eyeballing that, okay? I'm just doing whatever I feel like. And I'm going to trim around the little body. Okay. And I'll be back on that one. Okay, so I just cut a little scallop circle from this white paper, because basically I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to put this little guy on top of that. And that's going to go on the front of this just to be cute. And I'm probably going to add some of this stuff. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this, so I brought it out. Let me see what we can do. I want to fluff it up, but do I want to just stick it down fluffed up? Do I need it to be 2 strips? I probably need it to be strips. Okay. And again, the other day I showed you guys how you can just crunch it with your hands and then stick it down. But I think what I'm going to do is, if I can do this at once, try to gather everything, gather. Ooh, that's really big. Okay, let's do it another half on that. Half this way. And I'm just going to gather it here. And what I'm hoping is that the hot glue will just hold it for me. So let's see what happens. Then I'll put another gather. I'm not really touching the glue with my hand, guys. Also, oh, my friend Kimberly sent me this thing and she said if you don't want to touch something, this also helps with that. And I'm like, oh, okay. That works. I mean, if it sticks on, obviously it's silicone, but at least to help me get that down. Thank you. Check that out. I told you. I was like, I'm going to put it right here. Again, with this one, same thing. Just gather, gather. And usually I make like a little Velcro thing so I can take this off later, but I'm just going to attach it this time around. Oh, I did touch it that time. Oh, wow, that just sends pain all into... Whew. Okay. Let's just hold that down. Wow, that like went right to my bones. Okay, I'm gonna hold that down, and again, I'll remove obviously that silicone spatula when it's ready. I will be right back. I'm gonna go run my hand under some cold water. Oh, also, while I'm over here, I left that little loop. You can see that? Like a little bump, should I say. So I'm gonna take this guy and just kind of go into this and make myself a little hanging area. Let's see if I'm doing this right. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'll be right back. Look at that. And then you can just take whatever's on here. Thank you, Kimberly. All right. So like I said, I'm just gonna stick this on, I think. So that means I gotta place it right on here. So I'm gonna stick this on here. Okay, kind of like in the middle. You can also, when I stick this down, I can put glue at the top, glue at the bottom, so that when I stick this on, it can still move. Or you can just stick it right on. I still want the movement because obviously I don't want to trap this in a way that is going to impede it from doing what it does. So I'm going to put glue there, and I'm going to put glue here. This glue is ridiculous. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down, and that doesn't feel hot because I have that little foam in between there. And I suppose while I'm at it, I can also just stick that down. Aw, that is so cute. I guess we could have done the little thing at a jaunty angle, you know how we like to do, but that feels hot now again because of that plastic, so I will hold it with this. Move that a little bit if I can. There we go, that's a little more straight. Okay, I'll be right back. It's pretty much set up, so I'm not going to mess with it right now, but look how cute! Just on there. And again, it should be able to move, yeah, because I put the glue at the top and underneath, so that this thing is still pretty much free floating. And if I still want to put even just a little paper like that, we can do that. This little guy, let's turn this off. I still have some rings and stuff from the Dollar Tree. Actually, I don't think I saw them when I went today, so they're probably selling out. Because for $1, I mean, jump rings are pretty inexpensive. And how many are in here, does it say? 20 ounces. Or 20, sorry, not 20 ounces, 20 grams. And then lobster clasp, I mean, there's like a dozen of them there. So we have that, and then we can put the clasp right on it. If you want it to dangle more, you can literally take jump rings, put one after the other, loop them, loop them, loop them, and make a chain, and add beads on that. If you want to make like a whole cluster. So twist jump rings, you don't pull them open. And I always give them kind of a squish flat, just, I don't know why. Something I always do. And now I have this little cutie on a charm, a lobster clasp, should I say. Makes it a charm. Look at the back is from the paper pack, the Candy Christmas. And I'm going to see if I can get this on here. Now, this would be very cute to just hang on the front, right? Oh! It's like, yes, put me there. No, 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 naughty, naughty. Let's get this over here. These are very small lobster clasps. What I'm going to do is stick it on here, but I need a little help. Again, because those are so tiny. There we go. Just gonna have her there. And if you want, you know, the way we string this in between these two, you can get the clasp to go up and then down into this one, so it'll be right in the middle. But I just put it here. And I thought that was cute. So there's my little lady hanging down there. And if I want to add another charm, oh, a bell. Okay, yes, I'm gonna add a little bell on that. You know, it's so funny, the Dollar Tree, they had bells, and every year I buy them, but they do get rusty. The ones from the Dollar Tree, I'm not gonna lie, if you look at some old projects that you might have, like I still have projects, they get rusty, so just know that. But I have like those cute little tiny ones from Hobby Lobby, and of course they're in here somewhere in this drawer. So I will go into this ridiculous drawer and find them, and I will add a little bell on here too. Alright guys, so that's it. Thanks for coming to watch, finishing up this little guy. Again, if you want to put pockets on inside here, we can do that. Usually I add them, I hot glue gun them so they don't move. We have a dashboard, we have just, I might switch this one because it looks like these trees are upside down, even though on the outside the trees don't matter. So I'll just flip it the other way. Another insert, and then I have my little folder that's so cute. And then I have a laminated folder, and then I have my last insert with a little tag from my last video, and then this cute little topper bit. Super happy with this. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be planning my little projects in here. Alright guys, bye now.